Oh, I didn't see you there, guys. Welcome to Second Chance Toys. I guess we'll roll through what we've been doing this week.
Shogun Megazord here with the Falcon Zord.
That's cool.
This booth is not healthy for me.
I like store end caps and stuff.
Yeah!
This week at the store has been quite a blunderbuss. We've had a few collections come in, and we are also preparing for a bigger event later on that you will see in the video. But first, let's tune in with Liam, who's been working on a new section of Power Rangers.
Hey guys, here with Second Chance Toys. Something pretty cool. Anytime we ever get any Power Rangers in, I know it's going to be a good day for me that I can go through, piece together, and price some stuff. This morning we had a gentleman come in with his son's 90s collection, and amongst all the stuff that was brought in was some Power Rangers. We've got a Shogun Megazord here with the Falcon Zord. It's complete. It's got all of the other, accessories that came for, each individual Zord. We also got a Ninja Megazord here, also complete, also compatible with the Falcon Zord. We've got the swords that go with the Red Ranger's gorilla. We've also got a sealed manual as well, something really, really cool we don't really see. I got a bunch of different figures, different parts. Something else really cool that was really interesting was we typically do not get anything from later Power Ranger stuff like Lightspeed Rescue, especially the figures. This is the first time that since I've been here that we've gotten any Lightspeed figures in. Something super cool too are the flip heads, classic. We see these all the time. Typically when people bring us Power Ranger stuff, it's going to be Mighty Morphin Zeo and Turbo era stuff, and anything after that is a little bit harder to find unless it's Neo Saban era stuff. So getting some of the Lightspeed stuff in, even the McDonald's guys are cool, along with the Megazords. Even if it's Mighty Morphin, it's always going to be cool. It's classic. So we're going to get this stuff cleaned up for you guys, priced and put out. So please keep an eye out on our Power Ranger case to see what we got coming out for you.
While the rest of the team is staying at the store to operate it, myself, David, and Chance are going to be going to the Middle Tennessee Collectible Show. Our booth is the usual setup as we do with all toy shows, except this time was a little bit different and altered. This is the first annual of the Middle Tennessee Collectible and Card Show, and all in all, it was pretty alright.
The Jim Thorpe signed picture, or signed napkin and picture. Possible.
So did you used to collect sports cards?
Football cards, yeah. Roger Worley, that's cool. It's a Matthew Stafford rookie card.
While we were looking around on the floor, Chance managed to find quite a lot that caught his eye.
That's cool. I like that.
It is quite hard for Chance to find items at a toy show. However, this time, luck would have it a little bit otherwise as we come around to our first booth.
Cool stuff here. That's what I'm talking about.
That's awesome.
Ooh.
It's the last one I need in the box. Yeah, it's open though, so I don't want it, but some great Thundercaps. Coin bank is freaking killer. Holy. Those are crazy. Those are European exclusives.
Ooh. Deeth and Metaflame. Ooh. I need those. This booth is not healthy for me. Deeth looks complete though. Yeah, this is some crazy right here.
This is David's booth. David does not have his own storefront, however he is from Alabama, and he does do 2 shows a year. This booth is filled to the brim with many hard to find vintage toys.
Do you mind if I take a look at some of these?
Come around here.
He's got awesome stuff. That goes to a vehicle. A vehicle is almost impossible to find. That is a creme de la creme right there. Dragon Riders of the Sticks, Ruse On. That's kick. That is bad.
First time I've seen you excited.
I hadn't been able to find a whole lot. I'm almost complete. Missing a couple things here and there. Deeth is one of them. Shield's not. The shield isn't in there, yeah. Hockler is a big one. Hockler's tough. Kelly still needs him. After walking around, I was not super thrilled with the potential collection stuff, but this gentleman has some pretty good stuff for me. If that Meta Flame had his shield, that'd be one that I would get for sure. You hear that, Kelly? You're missing out. Do they look how I need them to?
Is the question.
Is the question. Pretty much. Do you know if the skeleton from Pirates of the Galaxies has a sword in there? Okay.
I don't think so.
Honestly, I feel rude picking up your thing.
Trust me, it's a long day. I'm good.
All right. He does not. But he is awesome. Remember, kids, if you ever go in somewhere, make sure to leave it nicer than you found it. These are like Zolocon exclusive. They're like modern KO type stuff. They're awesome. They're great. Like I'd put these with my vintage KOs because they fit in almost seamlessly. All right.
Kids picked up a supernatural.
It's missing something. I think. This is something that's really interesting. So, I saw the box for the Ghost Finder, and what's in it is the Bat Bopper.
Oh, I did put the wrong box. I was in a hurry. Where are you trying to be at? I can do whatever.
Cool. So we got some awesome stuff. David, thank you.
Appreciate it. I'll see y'all in a little bit.
Yes, sir. David here has a wonderful booth. He's got some great stuff. He lives in Huntsville, Alabama. He did tell me that he doesn't have a store space. He's got a regular day job, but he does set up at a couple shows a year, and this happens to be one of them, which is fantastic.
At Second Chance Toys, we know many members of the community, such as our friend and buddy of the store, Seth, who runs
Sasquatch Toys and Comics. We're on Instagram, Facebook. We're based out of Homewood, Alabama, which is just a little south of Birmingham. So definitely come check us out.
Let's see, where is he at?
Nice. Oh yeah.
That right there
Oh yeah.
is that. I needed that.
Right. Oh yeah. It's a nice yellow horse.
Dragon Riders of the Sticks.
They're always younger than me and they know so much more than me.
Super obscure.
Yeah, it's a good
I like the weird any high fantasy, man. Anything that's like Dungeons and Dragons-esque. Lord of the Rings. That's awesome. Those on the card.
And while we all enjoyed the Middle Tennessee Toy Show, there was something else going on later that day, that being ICC and ICC's room sales, which we are going to go attend now.
We just left the Middle Tennessee Collectible Show in Lebanon, and we're here in Murfreesboro, about 30 minutes south, for the ICCC. Hopefully we'll be able to get in, and maybe if they're still doing lobby swaps, we'll be able to join that, check what everything is out on everybody's tables and whatnot, and then afterwards possibly be able to do some room sales. Heard room sales at this show are pretty good, so here to check it out.
I love the Flash shirt, man. It's great. Flash Gordon, yeah!
Right on. Ninjor probably needs new bells. We got plenty of him, don't we?
Probably.
But still.
What goes rough?
Yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah.
Not the deal you were searching for?
After further inspection, he had there was some discoloration, some red on the back of his arm. Go that way. There's some more people swapping.
ICC room sales are some of the best quality when it comes to finding product at a convention. There's quite a lot of modern as well as HasLab, and you can even find things other than just Star Wars. However, the next room would prove to have something that we've had before in the past, however, not very many people are familiar with.
It's Kenner's answer to Hot Wheels.
Right?
Yeah.
But I talked to the Kenner guy. I'd never seen them before. I even talked to the Kenner guys today, and they were like, they didn't know anything about them.
Yeah. Well, they weren't in that division.
Oh, dude.
Very short run, one season.
Okay. I'll say what I'll say is make me an offer.
Haven't we had these before?
Yeah. I've had one or two of them, yeah.
That's why I sat in my ear. I was like, maybe somebody will know.
Mm-hmm. Interestingly enough, I have a friend that has a banister from the fence.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Very cool.
Well, he's got a piece of the picket fence. Yeah, so if you look at these, and this is the one I've had. I actually had a box of these.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
So if you look at these, they're very Tootsie Toy-esque.
Yeah.
A
little heavier, but yeah. At least.
But I think it was a conglomerate between Midget Toy, which was out of Rockford, Illinois, I believe. I want to say Illinois, and Kenner. And I do believe that Mattel did not produce these, and they probably contracted Midget Toy, who had a foundry, to do their cars, and then they boxed them. Just by the way that they're made, I'm probably 100% sure of that.
These toy shows for us are about connecting with the community, as well as finding many friendly faces and meeting new people, and sometimes even people that watch our own channel.
Watch your second chance toy show all the time. It's great.
And those friendly faces, more often than not, appear a lot more than you think.
This guy. What's up?
The vlogging and videos.
What's up? How are you?
You're on candid camera right now.
Hey, I'm Bobby Ludwig, and I set up every show like this in the room. Come on, check me out.
Something that started happening more often than not is we have started being recognized in public more often, even from videos such as Pixel Dan.
So we just left the room sale, and as I was walking out, the guy stops me and he goes, "Hey man, I love your collection." And it kind of took me a second, and he goes, "Yeah, I watched the Pixel Dan video when he came and toured your collection in your house. It's set up great. It looks awesome. I was gonna say something to you downstairs, but I didn't want to interrupt what you guys were doing because he saw us filming and whatnot." So that's pretty cool.
How cool is that?
Does it have actual buttons on it?
Yeah, it's got buttons. I imagine they're for lights, or it talked at one point in time. I don't know, but it's really neat. Original Tron characters. There's Flynn there.
These lightsabers are pretty cool. They were on like store end caps and stuff, and they were held in a canister that had a bunch of holes at the top of it. It held like 12 or 16, something like that. And you pull them out, kind of like King Arthur and his sword or whatever. These are neat. I like these. We saw a green one earlier.
However, all good things must come to an end.
Just left the lobby swap and room sales at ICCC in Murfreesboro, and we didn't find anything for personal collections. Mason bought a transformer.
Restored.
So that's pretty cool. I guess it's for the store. That's what he says. Yeah, I mean, it was neat. It was cool.
Seen enough Star Wars to last me a year.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Star Wars con.
It's a Star Wars con, same old thing. There were some neat graded pieces. Good eye candy to see. Pretty cool. Good eye candy.
Well, when you're part of the Georgia Alliance of Star Wars collectors, and you got friends that have really awesome collections, like Glenn Williams. Shout out to Glenn, because it's ICCC. Jason Wasoko, Narayan. Yeah, we go over to these guys' houses pretty common, and we see collections that are, 10 times, 12 times the size of whatever room is in there, and they blow you away every time you see it. So, I mean, it's cool. It's neat to walk in there and get to experience it, just because it's a con, it's a toy show. So after a toy show, it's the process we got to go through. Every single thing on this back wall right here is what's left after the show, and we have to put it back out on the store shelves. We are drained physically and mentally from a lot of travel, but if we don't put this stuff back out for all of our normal patrons to have the possibility of taking home, then we've kind of let people down. So this is what we got on the docket today, and this is what we're working on. So there's really no order to this. We kind of just put stuff out as we go. And the first box that was sitting out happened to be some 12-inch Joes. One box down, 40 to go. The major unfortunate thing about this is that we're unpacking right now, and there's another show in a month, which means in 3 weeks, we'll have to start this process all over again. Can't wait for it. Now, let's see what's in this one. Classifieds. More than classifieds. So there is a couple more Lego sets. There are a couple more Lego sets to go out. So instead of throwing these up and them being moved twice, I'm just gonna set them right there for now. And when we run across those other ones, we'll be able to throw them all out at the same time. That way we don't have to keep moving stuff around. Fortunately enough, can pretty much do the same thing with these. Oh, look at that. A couple Secret Wars figures. So we got down to the last box. Turns out that was the box that had the stuff that I bought for myself and Kelly because he didn't get the chance to go to the show. So we'll go through this stuff. I want to thank David Denham for giving me a sweet deal. He was awesome to work with, super nice guy. Believe he sets up at 2 shows a year, and you can find him at those 2 shows. Believe he lives in Huntsville, so maybe the Gadsden show or Huntsville show, and then a show in Tennessee. And maybe he'll set up at more, who knows? He does have a day job, but he had some great stuff. He did amazing at the show. He had a fantastic booth. He had some really hard to find items, some of which that I have here. So this is what I got Kelly. I picked up this LJN Dungeons & Dragons Hockler complete for him. This is one that he needed for his collection. A lot of the stuff in Dungeons & Dragons, he is not there yet, but this one he still needed, and I knew that because the last time I went over to his house, this was one that was missing. So I was fortunate enough to grab that for him. And then the rest of the stuff is what I got at the show. And what I do is save up a whole bunch of money for when I go to shows, so that way I have a decent budget to spend. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to come away with stuff like this. I need a Deeth for my Dungeons & Dragons collection. I remember talking about in a prior video how Kelly and I went to a toy show. It was Retro Toy Con 2 years ago, and he picked up this because he picked out of the figures first. So I still needed this one, and I was fortunate enough to run across that complete, which is awesome. This Sectar's Color Forms Adventure Set. Really cool. I mean, obviously I'm not going to open this up. It's just going to be displayed in the back of a case. I can't stand a bare back to a case, so that's pretty cool. This complete Sectar's Dargon with his Dragon Flyer. Now this is the only loose one that I needed complete. I'd have him in the box already, so that'll go in my Sectar's case. I picked up these really cool Dragon Riders of the Styx pieces, and for those of you that watched our Toylanta video, I got into Dragon Riders of the Styx at Toylanta. Picked up the Demon Flyer and the Serpent Rider. This is one of the more difficult pieces to find. This would be Ruzon and his Demon Warrior Rider, which is pretty cool. It is complete. He has both of his weapons, both of his swords, and he has all 4 of his feet. He's got his tail, they're unbroken. I'm gonna take some magic eraser to him, see if I can't get some of these scratch marks off, but this is complete, super hard to find, books very high, especially for this line. Got a couple loose Silverhawks. Now, usually you don't run across these in this nice of shape. So Ultrasonic Steel Wheel here and Moonstriker, they're both complete. These are 2 that I needed for my collection. I do believe I have a carded Ultrasonic Steel Wheel, but I don't have him loose, and I believe I have a carded Moonstriker, don't have him loose, so wanted to get those guys so I could put them on my shelves. And speaking of Silverhawks, I got a couple carded Silverhawks, Copper Kid and an Ultrasonic Bluegrass. Now these are pretty cool. They're in really, really, really nice shape. Two of the, I wouldn't say more difficult ones to find, but definitely more sought after. People love having these in their collection, and I'm the same way, so couldn't miss out on that. And then lastly, we have two complete Crystar figures. We have Warbow and we have Moltar, I believe, out of the Crystar line. Now these are pretty cool. Love these. Had to have them in my collection because they're complete. You hardly ever run across complete Crystar. So yeah, thank you, David. Very much appreciate it.
If you like what you saw, guys, please support us. Please comment, like, subscribe on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. We've been told many times that it's almost like a museum where you can buy things. That's one of the most wonderful compliments that we've received. Please come out, relive a childhood, or create a new one here at Second Chance Toys.